We started a wildfire with this video that I made about black parents. Stop naming your kids these hood, ratchet, ghetto names and help set them up with success. You will be surprised at how many people do look at applications in the names. We're going to dive deep into this because I get a lot of love. Thank you so much. We got a lot of people that follow the channel. Shout out to all the black law enforcement, white law enforcement, you're in law enforcement, all the military people, all the people adding value to society. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. But for every 25 great people we get stupid people here too. I want to come out and say this. Nobody is coming to save these ghetto, hood, ratchet ass black folks from the hood. I can't talk about poor white people because I did not grow up amongst poor white people. I grew up amongst poor black people. I grew up with the Shaquandas, the Shaniquas, the Darkuses. I grew up with a girl named I'm Unique. We went to the same school in Newark, New Jersey. Her name was I'm Unique. When these white substitute teachers came in, they would look down, they would look up, they would look down, they would look up. They would call on me for everything because they couldn't pronounce this shit. Her name was I'm Unique, yo. It looked like they were trying to solve calculus trying to pronounce her name. If you think names don't make a difference, here's what we need to dive deep into. A lot of these hood ghetto black folks will say, we name our kids this because, the white man stole us from our heritage in Africa. Africans don't even like you. You keep referring back to Africa. A lot of you can't even point to it on a map. If you took Africa off of it, you wouldn't even be able to point to it on a map, a globe, anything. And you keep giving props to Africa. Africans don't rock with you because they call you lazy because you have every opportunity in the world.
Generations that were born within the last 50 to 60 years, never really been through anything but the most coddled generation. And I can see why women don't respect men in America. I can see why everybody is sitting there asking Biden in order to forgive their student loans. I can see why Americans is weak. Nigerians, Jamaicans, any kind of immigrant come over here in this country and mop the floor with Americans, but specifically, let's just talk about black people because I noticed this thing, black people don't really unite until they can find a European enemy. Black immigrants don't respect people that are traditionally born in America, especially black people that were born in America. They work relentlessly, eat, sleep, grind, hustle, and go and get it. So when they finally get over into America and they see the opportunities that's presented to them over there, it ain't nothing that Americans can do. You trying to figure out how to work 40 hours and then go to sleep, and you can't even wake up in order to get to your job that you work from home for. You can't even make the meeting on time.
Africans don't rock with ghetto, lazy black Americans. No, they don't. White people are not coming to save you. Hispanics are not coming to save you. They may live amongst you, but they're not coming to save you. The Asians, any other demographic, they're not coming to save you. See, a lot of these hood ghetto black folks, they don't understand that the working black folks that made it out of the hood are the last ones here still trying to talk to them and put some common sense into them. Work hard, get a good career, don't buy stupid stuff, work your way out of the hood, move into a nice neighborhood. They don't understand that even when other immigrants came to Ellis Island, they chopped off the last half of their name to not make it so complicated when they got to America, that they wanted to give their kids better chances, that a lot of Jewish people have done it. A lot of Polish people, a lot of Hispanic people have done it. They made their names simple so people can remember them so they can have better opportunities. But a lot of these hood, ghetto, Shaniquas and Darkuses, they don't get that. They don't understand that. They don't understand. Now, we're going to dive deep into this. A lot of these people want to keep giving props to Africa, strong name, Darkest. Shout out to Alonzo. He came out and said Glocktavius. You got these crazy names, right? I actually went down the rabbit hole of Googling strong names for black and white people. Excuse me. Sorry, black and white people, my bad. You got some white people out there named Jabari. I wonder if there's some white Shaquilles out there. I don't think so. So I Googled strong African names that black folks can name their names, right? There's no Shaquilles up there. There's no Darkuses. There's no Shamika. There's no Boquifa. There's no Shantez. Ain't none of that shit up there. It's strong African names, but it ain't none of those crazy ass names that you see in the hood. I dove even deeper because a lot of these morons like to say, I know people with strong names like that. These African names, and they're not African names. Shaquille and Shaquille O'Neal is different. He's maybe one of the only players that retired and can be marketable, but you don't see many people like that. The majority of them are Steph Currys and Michael Jordans, okay? They're not DeBrickashaw Fergusons. Yeah, there was a player, DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Imagine if he did not make it pro, what he could do with that name. If he did not make it pro in football, can you imagine calling corporate, talking to DeBrickashaw? Probably not. So I Googled your top CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Yeah, they're pretty normal. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing outlandish. Just normal names. Normal names. You see what happens is a lot of these people in the hood and in the ghetto, they're the most smartest geniuses in the world. Remember, my channel started as a finance channel. These were the same people that told me how to get rich and how to get wealthy, but they're still living amongst rats, peeing in the alleyways, peeing in the staircases, would rather buy a Hellcat than put your kid in a better school system, will keep blaming the white man on why they're in their situation, thinking stimulus checks and who they vote for will get them out of their situation. In reality, you are the ones who can get yourselves out of these situations. We got plenty of black law enforcement that watch the channel. Shout out to the black law enforcement that watch the channel. Some of them said in the comment sections that they get treated worse by their own kind than they've ever been treated by any other nationality. So you got so much love for your black people, but you don't even respect the black officers that are laying their lives on the line for you. So many of these black hood, ghetto black folks, they don't like the police. But the first thing and the first people they call is the police when someone steals their flat screen TV out of the projects or somebody gets hurt. I see it all the time on the first 48. The first people you call, there's somebody laying dead over there on the thing. You call the police and then you're hugging and kissing them on camera. But then when other black folks are around, you're strong and you unite and you don't respect authority. You see, ladies and gentlemen, there's a problem. And the problem is people have the ability, the lack of knowledge to want to learn more knowledge. They want to be stuck in those situations. A lot of them were born in those situations and some of them were dealt bad hands. They can't get out. And my heart goes out to you. But a lot of you have working brains, working hands, working feet, and you can get out of there. But instead, you choose to stay there because it involves going back to school, learning a trade like becoming an electrician or a plumber, right? It takes you actually putting in effort. There's so many programs out there that can help you, but a lot of you would rather wait for the unemployment check instead of actually, I was on unemployment before. I was on unemployment when I first became a longshoreman, when I left a prior job working at Exxon and a beer company. I wasn't working every day and I qualified for unemployment. Do you know something? Do you know there was a whole separate area where you can get sent to school on the government and on unemployment? Yes, there's programs where you can actually learn trades and learn skills, but nobody goes and takes those trades. You know what they do? They sit and they call and they want to know when they check coming. They want to know when the next check is coming. You got migrants out here relocating to a lot of these inner cities, and a lot of these inner cities, these black folks are pissed off that now the migrants are here. You're mad that they're taking your resources when you've been taking resources of the working man and the working woman for so long. But now it's not fair that they're taking your free turkeys and your free rations and your giveaways. So you don't like it, right? Well, guess what? We don't like it either. The same way you don't like them coming to this country and taking what you feel like you're entitled to. A lot of us hardworking black, brown folks and a lot of the community, white, Hispanic, we don't like the fact that a lot of you are sitting back and taking all the free stuff too because it's coming from us. I cannot speak about poor white folks. I did not grow up in poor white areas. I grew up in poor black areas. So I can talk about the people that sit home waiting for a check, the people that sit home wanting bailouts and all this crap. Because I learned from a mom who worked 3 and 4 jobs and moved me out of the hood and moved me out of the ghetto into the suburbs. And this is why I can talk like this, because I grew up with you and I got the hell out, because that was my parents' goal. Get me the hell out of the hood. And if you got something hateful to say, they worked hard to get me out of the hood. And this is why I'm up here. And if you're hateful, you're down there. No regrets. Get it.